Hello everyone, this is group assignment 14 and my name is Goh Wei Seng. In this video, the topic we will develop is women in the past and present. So let's jump into it. Nowadays, the social status of women is continuously improving, but in the past, women were treated unequally and only little right to speak. For instance, women was taught from an early age to help their mother with domestic chores, to cook, to do laundry, and help take care of the younger children. As they approached adulthood, they were required to follow men's order, not enter into men's conversations, and cannot speak out their opinion in public. Despite that, the year in 1848 marked a significant moment for women's rights with the Seneca Falls Conventions, where women's activists publicly petitioned for these civil, social, political, and religious rights. In 1893, New Zealand sends a message to other activists across the world. Equal voting rights were achievable throughout advocacy. Entering the 20th century, women around the world are mobilizing in ever greater number to campaign for gender equality. As the Industrial Revolution happened, women's roles start to become important in the labor force. Many women has made great achievement in various fields to contribute to the world. In 1945, the United Nations is formed in response to the destructive toll of two world wars, and Eleanor Roosevelt oversees the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. For all the world to hear, she and other advocates underline the place of women's rights within this set of foundations for women's rights, norms and standards at the international level. In the subsequent decades, just as women are slowly taking historic leadership position in government, nowadays, social media emerge as a crucial tool to empower women in the fight against injustice. A single woman's voice is now louder than ever and inspiring future generation of women and girls leaders.
The top three issues facing women globally are sexual harassment, sexual violence, and physical violence. Malaysians agree with the same issues. Support for pregnant women or new mothers and the lack of women in the leadership roles are prevalent in Malaysia, as these issues are in the top 10 equality issues faced by women in the country. The vast majority of people, 70% across the world, agree that achieving equality between men and women is important to them personally, and over half of Malaysia, 56%, agree that there are actions that they can take to promote equality between men and women. However, the same proportions of Malaysians, 56%, also believe that we have made enough progress in the area. Even with this high level of concern about sexual harassment, people underestimate just how common and accurate this is in each country where we ask these questions. For example, 68% of women in Britain say they have experienced sexual harassment at some point, but the average guess by survey participants is that 55%. In contrast, people overestimate women's experience of physical or sexual violence from partners or former partners. Overall, across all countries, the average guess is that 41% of women has experienced this, when the actual proportion of women that say this has happened to them is 25%. A considerable share of Malaysians, 44%, shift the responsibility to women. That sexual harassment would end is the woman simply told the man to stop. Well, in India, it is 55%. In many countries, people still believe that women who come forward will not be taken seriously. In Malaysia, and across all 27 countries where the survey was conducted, about half, 50%, agree that.
Hello everyone, I'm Minty. Today we are going to talk about one of the issues, and that is gender wage gap, aka gender pay gap. Women are generally found to be paid less than men. The source from the Malay Mail, the median monthly salary of male and female were different from 2010 to 2018. In 2018, men earned a median monthly salary of 2,342 ringgit and the women was 2,237 ringgit. This shows the difference of gap in this statistic is 150 ringgit each month between these both genders. The median monthly salary for both genders will increase from around 1,500 ringgit for the men and 1,467 ringgit for the women in 2010 to level exceeding 2,000 ringgit in 2015. Although the payment for women were increasing, but in the past 9 years except 2016, when both genders had the same amount of pay, which was 2,000 ringgit. In conclusion, we learned about the payment gap for both male and female in Malaysia, and we know that men and generally earns more than women. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Karen. My part is to explain about the issue of domestic violence on women in Malaysia. We can see that the number of domestic violence cases is growing relatively slow between 2001 to 2011, but increased significantly after 2012 to 2021. The past few decades, especially in 2003, there was only 2,555 cases of domestic violence in Malaysia. However, in the last few years, particularly in 2021, we can see a substantial increase in domestic violence cases and it even reached 7,468 cases. The reason why domestic violence issue is getting more serious is due to COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia patriarchal culture practice. Therefore, we need to raise awareness among the public so that the cases of domestic violence can be decreased. Education is a powerful agent of change, improving health and livelihood, contribute to social stability, and drive long-term economic growth. From the statistics shown, we can see that the education rate has been on the rise from 1970 to 2018. In 1957, only 33% of girls were enrolled in secondary education, but in 2018, 75% were enrolled. In recent years, attitudes have changed both in society and in education institutions regarding whether girls should be educated or not. The rate of girls going to school is increasing. In overall, we can see that women literacy rate in Malaysia is getting improved, thanks to the initiative of government and the support of society.
Hello, my name is Sylvester. I want to say about the solution. The first of solution is organization of the World Conference on Women. Second is the establishment of the independent United Nations bodies for women. Third is elimination of violence against women. Next, gender equality and women empowerment. After that, it's elimination of discrimination against women in employment.